Alright, so something else you guys should be working on as you guys are sparring, you've been doing certain techniques for a really long time. Sliding roundhouse kick, sliding side kick, your blitz, and people start to get used to seeing those techniques. So your goal is to try to become less predictable, make it harder for them to realize what you're doing. And one of the ways you can do that is by faking your techniques, okay? One of my favorite fakes is actually faking a side kick into a back fist reverse punch, okay? These are all kicks that you guys know, punches you guys all know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my leg up, and as they see this, they're already thinking, oh, here comes the side kick. They're getting ready, they're dropping their hand on to push that kick, and instead, I just follow with my back fist reverse punch. So I would be here, I'm gonna pick my leg up from my slide, and then just drop it instead of throwing a kick, okay? So full speed, I would be here, and what you need to do in order to sell this move, in order for them to actually believe it, that kick needs to look like it's coming at them. If you just do this little tiny chamber like this isn't going to make them believe it. You need to make that leg come up so they are threatened by it. If they don't block the fake, hit them with the move. I'm like, oh, they didn't, boom, and I just throw the kick instead. If I see them start to drop their hand, boom, I throw that punch instead. Now another move I like to throw is I like to throw my back fist. So if I'm here in my universal sparring stance, I bring this front hand up just like I'd be throwing a back fist. Instead though, I bring it up and I stop about right here, just enough to catch their attention. And then while this hand is coming up and it's going through their eyesight, boom, I sink my reverse punch through. So I use this as a blitz. I come up, boom, and I throw my reverse punch right underneath, okay? You can do this with any of your techniques. I can fake a round kick and drop an axe kick. I pick my knee up like this, boom, and then I swing that axe kick over and drop right to the head. So whatever you can think of, you can use that and you can fake with it, okay? All right, another aspect of your sparring that you guys are gonna wanna change is your movement, your timing and your rhythm. These all kind of play hand in hand. One type of movement that I like to use is called the jack step. As I'm facing toward my target, it's a lot like a jumping jack. My feet come in, out, in, out. And what I'm doing is I have this in a 2-count rhythm, 1, 2, 1, 2, but I attack off a different hop depending on what move I want to throw. So if I want to say I'm using a kick for this one, I'm going to go in, out, in. I'm on the in. From here, I throw that sliding kick, and then I follow up with my hands. But what I'm doing is I'm going 1, 2, 1, kick, and I'm kicking on the 2. Now I can also change it where I can attack on the 2 instead of on the 1. So I would go 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I'm coming in with my hands. So I'm changing the rhythm when I would attack my partner. And this makes it better for me, it makes it harder for them because they don't know exactly when I'm going to strike, okay? Now the reason why I like to hop the sliding kick in is I go in, this gives me more balance on that back foot so I can slide easier for that kick. And the reason why I like to blitz on the out is it makes my front foot closer so I can reach farther with that blitz. So that's your jack step. I'll do a couple more. So I just go in, sliding kick. Or if I'm doing the blitz, I go in, out, blitz. Just like that. Another type of movement that you guys are going to want to work on is your forward and backward hop. Okay? What this is, we've been working on this standard hop, just up and down like this, and this keeps the distance the same, keeps you at the same distance. But what my forward backward hop does is it goes forward, backward. So I'm constantly playing with that distance. I'm going into the striking zone and then back out of it. So I'm in, out. And if I time this correctly as I go in, so I'm going in, out, I can attack really quickly using that momentum that I built up from that hop forward. And it works on your kicks too. I can go in, out, and then throw my kick. Okay? So using this, I'm actually getting a lot more momentum, a lot more speed from my attack, and I'm getting closer. So I'm playing with that distance, okay? All right, work that. All right, so third movement type is actually gonna combine some movement and some faking. It's gonna be your jab step. Now, jab step is something you learned back when you were a white belt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this jab step and we're gonna fake a technique at our partner. It could be a fake reverse punch, it could be a fake back fist. For right now, I'm just gonna fake my back fist, okay? So as I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna fake, I can double fake, okay? And once I see that I've got a good reaction out of my partner, that's when I attack. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna react, huh, and they're like, oh, he didn't do anything. And then they're gonna let their guard down, and that's when you strike while their guard is coming back down. So I'd be here, I'd go fake, boom, and then come in for my blitz, okay? Or vice versa, I can use that jab step, boom, and then come in with my kick instead, So the goal on that jab step is to, one, play with the distance a little bit, two, change the rhythm, okay? So work on that, add that into your sparring. One last movement that you guys are going to want to make sure you're adding into your offense is your angle step, okay? I kind of went over this in the defense reverse punch in your level 2 sparring video, but on offense, what you're going to want to do is you want to make sure that you're leading the movement on this. So if I step to my right, I want to make sure I'm stepping to the right before they do, okay? If they're leading the movement, it's going to make it a lot harder for me to set up my offense like this. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I'm stepping before them, and what you can do to kind of throw them off a little bit, you can do like a double side step. So I can go here, step right back, okay? That's gonna catch them off guard. They're gonna try to step, and they're like, oh, he switched directions, and they're gonna be a little bit behind you. So you're throwing their rhythm off a little bit, which is great. So what I'm gonna do it just off a single side step right now. So I'd be light on my feet, I would do my single side step, and as soon as I finish that step, boom, I'm gonna come in for my attack. And you could come in with any attack, blitzes, sliding kicks, it doesn't matter, and it could be off any direction. So I could be here, I could hit the opposite direction, and come in at that angle, okay? Now, a benefit of always coming in at an angle rather than straight in, this is the area that they feel most comfortable attacking. If you're right in front of me, yeah, I can strike you, you can strike me. If I get in front of your stomach, or I get behind you, that limits the number of techniques you can throw at me, which makes it easier for me to attack you, okay? Now, using that side step, you can double side step. This will throw off their rhythm even more. So I'm here, I would go 1, 2, boom, and then come in for that blitz again, or that sliding kick again. But the goal, remember, when you're using this side step, if you're trying to use it offensively, is to try to lead them, okay? Don't react to them, make them react to you. You want them to be behind you so their rhythm is off. They're a little bit off time, which will make it easier for you to hit those attacks. All right, work those angle steps into your attacks.